Have you ever seen those blind box unboxing? That's what they do. They're like. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna have a nice and cozy weekend and avoid the summer heat because Georgia is like 90 degrees. I found this ad in the mail that had lined paper on it, so I immediately knew that I wanted to start off my Saturday with some junk journaling. This is a little different because I am in a slightly noisy area. My boyfriend was watching The Big Bang Theory. He is on one of those binge watching waves, so we are easily into season 3, maybe 4 right now. I think the white noise is actually really calming. It reminds me of my childhood having the television on, and if I was playing in the bedroom, I would still hear the TV because my sister or my mom and dad would have it on. And I think it just has this nostalgic, comforting vibe to it, hearing the backtrack of people laughing. I actually have this very distinct memory of how I would tell my mom to not close the door all the way when she would put us to bed because I liked having a little stream of light creeping through the bedroom door, and I found it incredibly comforting hearing them talking in the living room even though I couldn't make out the words, and the TV being on. Something about that TV light always made me feel less alone. So that is not something that I thought I was going to share today, but it just popped into my head. Anyway, I had some random junk that I've been saving for the perfect spread. I had my cinema roll sticker sheet backing as well as this paint sheet. So I thought all of the shades of pink worked really well together with the yellow. I put a little painting from Happy Olive Studio on the bottom right. And I have been using these gel pens really often. I think they're kind of like paint pens, but not the shaky kind. They come out really, really thick though. They're called colored pens, but I love how opaque the colors are. So I've been using them for my little doodles and for writing. The only downside is that the pens are really, really narrow. So I feel like I get hand cramps from holding them longer since they're so thin. I decided to write about my dog, Safi. She's been having a lot of health issues, and now that I'm looking back at this footage, I'm realizing that I inadvertently made it dog themed by putting this little cinema roll on it. Safi has been in and out of the vet's office. She has a lot of long-term health issues that have never really been resolved because the vets can't figure out what's wrong with her, and that has put a lot of strain on me and my boyfriend. She's 7 years old. She had a TPLO on her back right leg, which is the equivalent to having an ACL surgery for a human. So she had a partial tear, and it's sadly one of those conditions that are very common for dogs, and you don't have to have some sort of trigger for it to happen, because you would think, what did the dog do to have a torn ACL? But based on what my vet told me, it's one of those things where the dog may have done nothing, but genetically they could just be predisposed to having more of that, like arthritis or tear. So we really don't know why she ended up with the partial tear. She has always been an active dog, but according to our surgical vet, it doesn't matter how active your dog is. They could be a racing dog and not have a torn ACL. So over time, we noticed a lot of limping, and we were kind of shuffling around between vets and trying to get an answer as to what was causing it. Finally, we had a new vet who was more familiar with ACL tears and referred us to our surgical vet. Sadly, she's still having issues post-surgery, as well as some other health conditions, so we're really worried about her, and it has been such a long journey for her to have to feel sick on and off. I just feel really bad because dogs don't live that long, and I really don't want her to be hopped up on meds or feeling less than 100% while she's with us. So it's been a very bumpy road for our household. So she just got some blood work done, and we need to wait a few days to get those results. I don't always catch myself on time to do this, but I'm trying to be very proactive about providing more relaxing self-care days when I know that I'm kind of headed towards a burnout window. My boyfriend and I did not sleep well these past few weeks because Safi has been panting at night, and then that led up to the vet, so I just knew I wanted this weekend to be nice and relaxing. My nail polish was chipping, so I decided to erase it and have a few days without any polish, and then I switched it out for this kind of light lavender. Lately, painting my nails and taking my regular walks has been two of my favorite ways to bump up my serotonin levels. Safi's also been waking up earlier lately, so I have been doubling up on my walks with her.
Worse.
We bought this really big pack of chicken sausages for a previous recipe that we made, and because we had so many leftovers, my boyfriend wanted to make corn dogs. We decided to double the recipe so that we could freeze the extra corn dogs so that we wouldn't have to set up frying food just for 1 or 2 corn dogs. But the math was not mathing. We ended up with so much dough, and we ended up frying a bunch of dough with sugar and basically made donuts with the extra dough. We used some chopsticks as skewers and put together some full sausage skewers as well as half sausage and half mozzarella. This was honestly the easy part. Getting the dough to cooperate to wrap around the sausage was the hardest part.
Have you ever seen those blind box unboxing? That's what they do. They're like, but it's panko crumbs.
So it's like partially satire and partially food channel.
Oh, it's resealable. Okay, Kiko man. Ooh. Oh, because this is gonna be for coating it.
Where is that?
Hiya. Wait, it's so spongy, like it's like marshmallow.
Oh, who's doing?
Whoa. Oh, it's so pillowy.
The dough was very, very thick and sticky, so after coating the sausage with some flour, wrapping it was so hard. It definitely got easier as I continued to do more and more, but I quickly found out that the best way to do it is to roll the dough around the hot dog and kind of spin it on like this. The main issue was that there was too much dough on the sausage, so as I continued to do this, every single one got thinner and thinner, but the first few were like potatoes. They were so big. The half cheese one was so much harder to wrap the dough around. Look at how much easier it is for me to just spin it around the solid sausage, and his is like falling apart.
They look really good.
We ended up spending the whole evening making corn dogs, but I have to say it turned out really, really good. Look at this cheese pull. All of the ones on the left were the first ones that we made, and then you can tell that towards the right they got thinner because I got better at wrapping the dough around them. We finished the evening with some Super Mario Bros. And had to open all of the windows and turn on a candle to help with the air quality. I turned on this candle that I got as a gift a couple years ago, and it has these gorgeous gemstones in it, but they were starting to get in the way of the wick, so I decided to pull them out, which felt like a really fun surgery extraction. One of the wicks were completely bent underneath the rock, so it was turning off really quickly, so I knew I had to remove these. There were 3 main ones, and then there are a lot of small ones. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on what I should do with these. Should I just display them as is or do something else? I'm not really sure what kind of rocks these are. One of them looks like a quartz, but I'm not sure about this orange one or this brown one. The brown one is actually really pretty. It has these cool little striations on the side. And the orange one is a little bit sparkly in the light. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for my cozy weekend. Let me know what is your favorite thing to do for a cozy recharge day or evening. If you want to see more of these cozy hobby weekend vlogs, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys next time.